we're 50 points off the track, baby.
In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. Through city streets and temples high, find your story beneath the sky. Waves scratch, walking out your sense, harmony flows to the best of lands. With the neon glow, where respect, the culture rich, where resistance in the morn of grace. We'll dance the night with every star, a guiding light. In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. The cherry lanes and soaring heights, find the magic in the moonlit nights.
Alrighty, guys. We are absolutely live. Hope you guys, are gonna enjoy yourselves today. Now, of course, I wasn't live yesterday, at all. That was just partly because I was waiting for my podcast to start at all yesterday. He originally said it was going to be 3 o'clock, then it ended up being later. To the point that, by the time I got off, from when I normally could have live streamed all this whole time, and, was going to start at 3, so that's why I didn't get on. 3 p.m. his time, and it didn't happen. It was 5 o'clock my time, so I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna live stream at all today. And I chose not to live stream at all because, you know, sometimes, occasionally, I just want to sit back and not worry about chat a lot of the time. I'm gonna send out that I'm live. Now, of course, I don't usually I had to change a couple of things there. You guys might see, hold on. I might have to restart the TikTok app if it shows.
So check this out, right? So
yeah, it's showing it as Black Ops 6 for TikTok. Hold on, guys. Tech problems. Let's start. It's like, you know, they don't really, TikTok doesn't do it really justice right. There we go. Anywho, well, we've got things going on for today. I need to make sure that when we go to radio that it does not end up playing. We're gonna pick a random song in 3, 2, 1, 0. We'll go. There. Now, of course, for any of you, I did take a long trip. I went to Toll House, And I actually think I took like somewhere, yeah, I took a long trip before I came in, today. Um, and I took a long trip because I started it yesterday. Um, and now we've got some headwind, to upgrade my truck to the style that I like. I like this truck style, but I want to use my own truck skin. And I have access to upgrading upgrade. Now we have the access to 12+2, which is absolutely, we are there, but we also got the 12+2 with retarder. That's without the retarder, so I'm just gonna keep it with the 12 for now. And then we need to go down here to my truck. My truck. Now that's no, I am not going to doing full extensive everything. I'm just looking at okay. So everything, let me see my order. Now, I could easily clear this out. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna clear it out. I'm gonna go to a high roof. And I'm gonna put my trucking logo on it. We're gonna confirm this, leaving us with 6,000. Thanks Big Bits for joining the TikTok live. Because I don't have all of my trucks available. My other drivers are gonna be fine. We'll be able to manage. Now, of course, we do need to work ourselves we're down here in Toll House. We absolutely let's go to our freight market. Now, of course, we have an issue. I have an issue with the thanks OSA for joining the TikTok live. I have one issue within this game. Hopefully you guys will help me out with this if you can. When I take an external contract, I have an issue where I go from port to port, and it ends up not connecting for me at all. And that's an issue. That's going over to the UK. Don't mind. Don't mind taking that, but we do have a lot of things going on within the issues within the United States, there's a lot of things going on. To be frank, you know, I'm somebody that used to not be into politics. I used to try to stay out of politics. I usually didn't focus on it a lot. But because I thought, oh well, you know, I'm transgender. I'm just gonna be okay. I'll be fine. I will. There's not gonna be any issues for me. And this was back in 2016, 2017. And unfortunately, with a lot of the trans issues, of course, I'm not going into the entirety on talking about trans issues because that's not the main thing today. But I thought I wouldn't have to get into the politics. Thought I would just be fine. I could just live my life, vote for whoever. Didn't really think about. Didn't really think about the LGBTQ issues. As much. Didn't think anything of it. And then starting to really think about things. I ended up getting into more paying attention to politics. Specifically, I started getting more into politics when Donald Trump basically took 2021 by storm. When basically he did not want to give up the seat of the Capitol. And that's when I kind of really was like, okay, I really need to start picking up and understanding more about the issues on at hand. You know, I was somebody that voted Trump twice. And I'll tell you, nobody's perfect in their, thanks to one Tuto for joining. But nobody's perfect, nobody's absolutely 100% perfect in life. Nobody is. But, you know, when you hear somebody start talking about, you know, you looked at Trump, and it's like, okay, he talked about how is he going to be able to make it into heaven, how is he going to be able to be honest, if he died now, and he said, okay, you know, and he corrects his mistakes and things, and he does what's right and not actually what's wrong, because he's not gonna be able, like, if he continues down the path of way he's going, and not absolutely doing the things that are right, he's potentially not gonna be able to make it into heaven. Potentially. Okay? He's not gonna get into the highest kingdom, the celestial kingdom, if he continues the way, unless he corrects his ways and fixes it. You know, there's no way that he's gonna be able to make it there. Now of course, I don't know anything about whether or not he's going to make it or not. You know, I really try not to judge people, but when they start making things and asking, are they going to be able to make it into heaven? The thing is, you got to look at all of the things that he's done. Doesn't really help when the economy in the United States is falling apart. Because, you know, look, Walmart the other day basically literally said that, that they have to increase the prices on goods. The tariff, because of the tariffs, and it's on a weekly basis that it's a slow rollout, and it's the whole thing of the matter is like, oh well, it's not affecting. Well, eventually it's going to come to a point where you will not be able to afford things. When you say that you're able to afford it, now, just wait and see what happens in a year from now, and we'll see how things go. We'll see if the economy kind of fixes itself. See if Trump will actually make his due diligence and actually get rid of the tariffs and actually fix the shit that's going on, or are we just going to have the issue of or are we going to have the issue of Trump actually making it worse? And it seems like he is making things worse. First off, like just the economy itself. It's like Trump stopped a Trump basically stopped a project that was supposed to help get us more energy. You know, look, it doesn't like Trump basically says that windmills are ugly, windmills harm animals, killing off animals. It's like, no. Unfortunately, that's not what's killing animals. Okay. I just wanted to make sure you guys can hear me properly. But he's not destroying animals. It's not destroying animals. It's not destroying birds. You know, these windmills. He thinks that windmills go super fast, go so fast that it does. Well, guess what? Did you know that just the sheer amount of wind, the more wind that you have, the harder it is for even birds, planes, anything that needs that. You know, it's hard to go anywhere, and you look at the things with anything is harmful. It's like what's more harmful than a wind turbine is coal power plants, gas power plants, things that are more toxic to the environment in the sense of people. Now, I'm not saying that we don't stop utilizing those things. I'm one of those people that we should have some alternative fuel, alternative measures of things, making sure that we have both, that we use both for it, that we have them both, and not just stop producing them, because we can make wind turbines, we can produce solar power, and if we can produce all three of them, gas powered, coal power plants, and all these things, if we can use a variety of substances, when say a coal power plant has to stop running for whatever reason, we have redundant backup solar power, wind power, that we can be utilizing to have the variety. And the more that we have variety of energy, and the more that we have the variety, we can actually produce more, making sure that our factories, making sure our AI, and making sure that everything that we have, that we use in our daily lives, actually runs. Because if we and it's like one of the things that Trump basically says, oh, he hasn't seen any wind farms. Well, guess what? by him ending wind farms, by him ending solar power, by him ending those initiatives, is actually harming the United States rather than actually helping the United States. Right now, China has wind farms. China has all these things, and it's like you wouldn't know unless you started asking people in China, going over there and actually exploring the places and actually looking into things like this. Thanks E Bowman for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. You know, it's a problem that we face. It's a problem that we face every day. Where, you know, it's nothing that can't be solved. Okay, there's nothing that can't be solved with other means, but forcing the requirement of utilizing forcefully utilizing the ability for all of these things, and basically just forcing it down to using one thing. Eventually, at some point, we are going to run out of coal at some point, and it's not like we have enough to survive. We do. It's just that we have enough to survive utilizing multiple. We have enough to survive utilizing various different avenues of energy. Nuclear power. Yeah, it's not safe. It's not safe if something goes off. But that's just the same thing. It's like, what if a coal power plant decides to go off? It's a problem. It's like if a solar panel, okay, goes off and it basically is burnt by a few solar panels in the solar farm, can actually be more safe in getting these solar farms, taking those solar farms and actually taking the thing and actually just replacing them. It's a lot easier to replace a solar panel than it is to take the time to and it's a lot safer too than letting coal power plants and things explode. You know, there's just a lot of things that we can do to better make choice in our economy. You know, that, you know, our economy is like, you look at a PlayStation is like $50 more now than it was 20 years ago, than it was last year. Consoles shouldn't be going up in price. Console prices should be going down. Nintendo's prices are going up. Food prices, electronics, clothing. It's like I stopped selling Christian Satori shoes because I can't get it here in the United States, because I don't want to like sell something to you and have that product come in to the border, and then you have to basically pay the tariff. You have to pay the tariff, not the country pays it. You pay it. And Trump doesn't seem to understand that. It's like, you go watch. The biggest thing that I'll tell you to go and watch. Actually, I can go a little bit faster. Go watch Gamers Nexus's video on thanks Nelly for joining the TikTok live thing. Thank you. Go and watch these how can I put it this way? Go and watch these tech channels, these tech YouTube YouTubers like Gamers Nexus that talk about the tariffs. He did a whole entire video segment on tariffs. And you got to think about the things that go on. Yes, we are gonna go slightly 2 kilometers, slightly a kilometer or two under. Okay, I did not know that they were slowing down because of this. It is literally really hard to see at night than it is during the day, and I don't like driving at night, but we have a considerable distance. We are trying to get this company up and going a lot better. I could easily get another truck and easily hire another driver to fit for our thing. If I go and, of course, if you go into our catalog though, because the truck that I want to use the Scania trucks. You know, but, because I could get a Scania Streamline in here, just as a temporary thing if we can find it. Find it. It's 6x2 tag lift, and it seems like everything is coming in. Like yeah, the Streamline does not show up there. But it does show up on the top line. Okay. If we do the Scania R truck, there's the basic Scania R, no, I believe if I do the normal, it does not. Like, not at all, not this whole thing, and I'm still working on this, guys. This isn't something there. The only other one is the Scania R2009, if I'm not actually mistaken. I actually think it's the Scania R2009 that has it all. No? Does the top line? I thought for sure. Okay, yeah. So it works for the top line setup, to get it in there, but we just, So let's go to services. We got the Scania S high roof. High roof. We've also got the Volvo FH3 sleeper, right? Because I'm wanting to get into picking another truck, but if we do, go to System Catalog, Truck Explorer. It's the Volvo FH3 sleeper. Does have Maddie's trucking right off the bat. It will work for somebody who isn't me. I'm not gonna drive this right away. We do have that. I believe we also have the Mercedes-Benz. As well. Maybe what we do is let's go to catalog, used truck services, Mercedes-Benz Actros Mega Space. We also have the IVECO, so pretty much the IVECO Stralis Active Space. Yeah, we might go with the Mercedes-Benz. And this would mean I would only have to go 50,000 on this. It would allow us to, maybe we go with 60,000 just to make it great. And we can use the Mercedes-Benz. We're gonna stick with the Scania right now, because we can get the Scania S high roof. We can go and actually buy the Scania S's from the actual Scania dealership. We just can't go and buy that. So let's go down here. Let's go to company. Let's go to let's go to actually services. Yep, we will take a confirmation of this much. Okay. Now let's go to services. Let's go to used trucks. We're gonna take this one's 510. That one's 450. That one's 450. So we're gonna take this one because it's got 510 horsepower. We're gonna put our only one available down there. Eventually we will be able to upgrade all of our trucks to that high. I always like to give them like to have the high stuff. Let me go down to now. Let's go down to company, garage manager. We can upgrade you. Okay. Now all we're doing is we're gonna keep it default as much as we can. We are going to update this to the Maddie's trucking, because we already got the mega space. It's already at the top, so we do that. I'm seeing if we got any slightly better upgrades. Because we don't want to we want to give it as much as much of a upgrade as much as we can. Again. Yep, I always liked that style. Disable all of those. In my truck, I always put the transgender flag on all of my trucks. Now we're gonna enable all content. Yep. Yeah. Now, in order for me to get the tag lift, it's gonna cost me more. For now, we're just going to, we're just gonna change with what we've got. Thanks, girl, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Now we're gonna click driver manager. No. Recruitment agency. Just hire a driver of some sort. Lucas L. Vladimir R. And I don't want any. So far, you're the only one that's gonna be decent. Vladimir H. Simon L is also pretty decent. I still think that Lucas L is gonna be our best bet. You have 4. Hire you and fill you into that, into it. Now let me go to company, truck manager. Yeah, that Actros is still viable to drive. So we ended up getting ourselves another driver. Now, of course, we're going to try to go with every truck possible. Where we can. In this, and like I said, I'm going to have to get back up to doing that. If we do go over to Iceland area, though, to get a new garage, it is going to be all Scanias. And we're going to move, and I'll probably do the Scania R's up there. The next rest is in 6 hours. Trip time. Okay. Wait. So I didn't go down far enough. That's an hour. That's gonna be an hour there. Anything along this route? We will do resting there, or we do resting here. In Paris. Let's go to Paris. Let's go rest in Paris. Unless, barring anything major that changes. But guys, I do want you guys to know that, you know, that we have issues a lot within the economy. Is just really bad right now in the United States. It's like I would love to have an economy. I'm not saying the economy needs to be perfect. Okay, there's no one perfect solution to everything, but making sure that we have at least enough where everybody can survive. Where the middle class can survive on the minimum, and making sure that it's healthy minimum, and not just like, see, for me, when I look at jobs and look at things, it needs to be a little bit, for me it needs to be enough for me to basically have enough to survive. Okay, having just enough to survive, and then basically having enough to survive, and then having like extra for things that I want. And that's all it is. When I look at things, I don't look for a job where I'm not looking for a job that's gonna take hours upon hours on end. But it's like, and that's what it should be. That's what it should be, just in general, for everybody, and everybody to have enough to support their family, enough to support their. I'm not saying that you need to rethink your strategy if you are out there. Okay, and you are sitting out there and you have millions upon millions of dollars, and you are out there, what you really need to be thinking about. You know what, I can go here. And that's how it should be, and that's how it should be for everybody. Okay, and that's how it should be for anybody in life. Enough that they can survive to support their family. if they cannot do that here in the United States, you want to be working for pennies on the dollar and becoming a slave to whatever, and you don't have much. That's not right. Being forced to a dead-end job that's only $17, that's only like $12 an hour, or even $7, $7.50 an hour. You cannot survive on $7.50 an hour anymore, unless you are making tips, and then even then, working at a job, you should be having a second job. And if a company says, "Oh, you need to be loyal to this company," you don't need to be loyal to a single company. You should never be loyal. It's like, I'm not sitting here live streaming to YouTube specifically just to YouTube. I'm not loyal to YouTube. I'm not loyal to TikTok. I'm not loyal to Trovo. You know, I could have happily even started live streaming to Twitch. I could live stream to all 4 platforms, and I would be in a problem, because I'm not gonna live stream to Twitch because I'm not liking Twitch right now. But you know, I like TikTok for what it is, and I like doing, and I just love doing it. It's not like something I'm here to not go against a lot of things and everything. I'm not going against the grain of all of these platforms. Should never be loyal to Amazon, never be loyal to one company, because at some point you're gonna get screwed, and then you're gonna be, what am I supposed to do now? It's very rare that you will find me boycotting a brand. I will boycott music. I will boycott restaurants where I can. I will boycott clothing brands where I can. It doesn't mean that I can't boycott everything. I will boycott some video games. I'll boycott things that are not necessary. You know, those are the things that I will boycott more than anything. So I'm not gonna, like, there will be times where I'm not loyal to Intel. I'm not loyal to AMD just because I have an AMD system. I'm not loyal to Microsoft because I have a Windows operating system, and I'm not loyal to Bazite because I have a Bazite operating system. You know, I am loyal to one company or another. I'm not loyal. There are a few times where there are going to be a few people where I'm going to be loyal to. And I'm going to be loyal to the Trevor Project. I'm going to be loyal to those companies over being loyal to companies that go against the LGBTQ community. I'm not loyal to Intel. I'm kind of glad I actually went AMD instead of Intel when I built this computer. I've gone AMD forever. Since I started building my own computer, I actually have stopped using Intel. And I just didn't want to use Intel because I just didn't want Intel at all. It's not that I'm not against it. Now I'm definitely not going Intel because of Trump having 10% stake in the Intel. So no Intel for me. I'll stick to AMD until I can't boycott anymore. As soon as I can't boycott a computer business, then, you know, I will boycott Apple. I'm going to boycott Apple in a heartbeat. Apple's the only company that I will boycott. Yes, I was like, oh, Apple support Tim Cook's gay, but it's not. But it's like, if you're LGBTQ, you shouldn't be supporting Trump in the first place. He's gonna ruin your life. He's gonna destroy your life. Maybe Tim Cook can maybe side with him. Maybe Trump will side with him in protecting marriage equality. maybe Tim Cook will help him. I said, hey, I'll continue to support you as long as you continue to basically protect the gay community. And if he does that, then, you know, maybe we'll have something there. Maybe we won't. Okay. I'm making. Yeah. Okay. So we'll still have time. To get rest. I just wanted to make sure I'm not missing my stop. Because we're going to Paris, France. To stop just to go get some rest, and then we'll head on over to another country. Don't know exactly. We're heading over to the UK. You know, and one of those things that I actually intentionally picked this one for a good reason. Because in the UK, the UK government is going to have a hard time with the Online Safety Act. Like I was hearing a thing from Cyberwaffle. Cyberwaffle is you know what? We could go on. Oh. Okay, so that must mean that their lane is closed. Well, you know what? We could rest here. We got 2 hours. We got 2 hours to our. We got an hour to our next 2 hours before our next rest. We could rest here, but I think I'd rather rest in Paris. Paris. And it's fantastic. Thanks RJ McKenzie for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here on YouTube. Thank you for being here on 1202. You know, just make sure that if you guys are enjoying yourselves, make sure you guys are followed, subscribed. Depending on which platform you're on, subscribing is free. If you're on Trovo, it's not. If you're on YouTube, it is. If you're on, if you're on here on TikTok, following is great. Sending gifts, guys, here on TikTok is great. It really does appreciate it. You know, times are tough, and it is for a lot of people. So don't just go and spend gifts. Don't subscribe if you cannot afford the subscription. Because nobody should be forced to be subscribing. Nobody should be forced to do things. We should all be making sure that we can support ourselves first. I support yeah, I'm just gonna switch lanes by 1 because I am going a little too fast right now. I'm at 60 7 miles an hour. So yeah, no, guys, just make sure that that you can save yourself some time. But the easiest thing that you guys can do is just share out the streams. Share it wherever you guys are watching, because you know it greatly improves the discoverability for me. It also greatly increases the discoverability for you. And then it's great to why am I speeding? Okay. I just know that I didn't realize this was a little too loud for you guys. I'll drop it down just a tad bit. I don't like it to be super loud. The radio station I listen to tends to be a little bit softer. Transradio UK, of course. You know, best place to listen to music. So it's one of those things where the more times that you spend on studying the news and studying the things that have happened before, and making sure that we study and learn from our mistakes, and learning from it all. Okay, it just I pushed the number pad. Okay, so we're full on gas here. Get a thing of rest. Endeavor Isabel M. Let's go to driver manager. Okay, so They're all set to well balanced. So we're doing actually pretty well for ourselves right now. Now, of course, I know which way it's telling me to go. But we're gonna go and we're gonna take a little bit of this Paris scenic route. We're gonna come up here and hit this. Recruitment agency. Let's go over to company services, actually, sorry. Will save us on a little bit of interest. That'll be fantastic. Wait. Could that be? I know, this is gonna sound dumb. But could this be like a secret passageway? Because I want to see this, because if this is a secret passageway that's not on the map... I don't care. There was nobody around. Like, that's the whole thing I don't get. It's like, this is a video game. Like, why can't I... Would that be literally like a Cybertruck over there? Of some sort? Because that's what it seems like to me, is like a... like that. But we're gonna take this and we're gonna take this scenic route. Because we discovered... Alright. Not bad, actually. Not super bad finding that secret route out. I want to see... I know we're gonna... I'm gonna go over this way. Hold on. We need to take a picture. I always use, my photos that I take on my journey. I use them as my, there we go. Okay. So I always use my titles this way when I, my screenshots. I always take my screenshots of the places that I visited within the previous episode. So like if you, or a previous stream, or a previous, drive that you may not get to see at all. But, most of the time I try to keep it to the previous stream. Yeah, we're speeding. Wait, what? Hold the phone. Hold thy phone. What did this say? Lane St. Denis. Huh. St. Denis. And we got the auto world there. Okay. I just wanted to see what that thing said in the back. And then I ended up going long down a tangent. Now of course, that there's only two, if we go and look at our freight market, I just want you guys to know something. That if you look at the UK, we have been to the UK before, but if you look at the UK, okay, the UK, Ireland, and Cyprus are the only two countries right now, only three countries that do use using left-hand drive. Right now we're driving the right way. Where oncoming traffic's on the right. Where if you're driving on the right side of the road, on this side of the road, then you're on the right and you're right, in most places. But then if you're in the UK, you're driving on the other side, the left side of the road, is going, for example, like if you're going north, the right side is going south, in that regard, or vice versa. But man, I just love driving in all of this. This is thanks Querido Martinez for joining, and thank you guys for all being here. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Thanks Victor for joining the Trovo side of the stream. Thank you. Let's do that. Okay, there we go. There we go. It's okay. So yeah, no, it's like you look at the Online Safety Act from the UK. 4chan's fighting back. 4chan's basically saying, we're not gonna cave. They're not gonna implement their thing. They're not gonna pay. And it's like, okay, go for it then. So got an accident up here. So yeah, no, this thing, it's like they don't, like, a lot of times, I guess I do agree, but like why can't we let parents be parents and let parents do their job and let the government take care of everything else? Taking care of things that don't bother somebody else because they watched something on the internet that shouldn't be watched, you know? It should be left up to the parents' own devices to decide. Let the parents decide their everything. Thanks, Marisi Hendricks, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Let people take that initiative. Let parents be that way. But these governments should not be involved in everything parents are involved in. They said, oh, it should be a parent's right. It should be a parent's right to make. They say, oh, it's a state right. If it's a state right, then why is the Screen Act going on? I would respond, and I'm gonna send it to my senator, send her a whole bunch of things, and say, no, you shouldn't be supporting this, because there are things where you shouldn't be supporting anything of that similar nature, because you're not protecting anybody. You don't realize that there are a lot of ways to get around all of this, and you know, yes, kids shouldn't have access to adult content. Yes, kids shouldn't have access to things they shouldn't have access to. You know, if Roblox isn't gonna comply, then shut down Roblox. Don't shut down these other If Roblox is gonna not protect the children, then just shut it down in general, and not shut down like shut down Roblox. Not if they're not willing to take that initiative to protect children. You know, I'm pretty sure if you look at that, it's like that'd be a great way to protect a child. Is, you know, there's ways that you can do better at protecting a child, like utilizing the parental controls. I've said this plenty of times. I'm not gonna dig into more deep onto this. I'm just coming in here to say that, you know, that there are places that are gonna fight back. And the more that these places fight back, the better. And the better that we can fight to have a better choice and make better decisions in life by just doing the absolute most, by just telling parents about the parental controls, telling parents about it, not let, like, if parents are gonna let their kids watch it, let their parents watch it. It's like, it's the whole thing of the matter is like, you know, there's nothing that's going to stop an adult or stop a child from accessing the content. Basically, what's going to happen is there's going to be many ways to get around this. Of course, go get a VPN if you want to get around it. Go use a parent's account and watch that content. If a parent has access to it, they will find ways to have access. A parent's not gonna. A government's not gonna stop a child from watching it when parents have right at access. When parents have access to it, a child will have access to it, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. This isn't protecting children. Protecting children is making sure that parents go in and understand what needs to be done in protecting, instead of relying on tech companies and other places to do it. It's like, I'm sorry, it's like Facebook. Like, I use Instagram more than anything. I'll tell you, I use that more than any other social media platform than anything. I'm constantly scrolling on there, and it's a highly addictive stuff. But it's like, and it's like, but see, Facebook is more addictive than TikTok is. I happen to actually go in and absolutely go and watch TikTok more than any other content out, more than any other social media platform. YouTube comes in second place. Okay? YouTube comes in second place. Because YouTube's right. YouTube comes in second place, and Facebook comes in first. Instagram comes second, and YouTube comes into third. But they're all heavily used. I just tend to use Facebook a lot more because I sit there and I'm. Okay, so if I go this way. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Well, we have time. We'll just go this way. I made a slight mistake, at least, hey. At least we'll still be able to make it. It's just time-wise, it's just gonna be a little off. But it's like the whole issue with it. It's not like look, I would take a lot of consideration in using those parental controls, since I know I'm tech nerd. I know that a lot of things out there are places out there that kids shouldn't be going to because they don't know what they're doing. Accessing like a site like a ROM site, or accessing a site that that could potentially have viruses, and yeah, we're gonna have to. No, we don't need to go over. I thought we did up here, and then it's like, no, just telling me. For it. And I'm like, the whole thing with all of the content out there, like, viruses exist, mostly they exist, majority of them exist on Windows. Now that doesn't mean that viruses don't exist on Linux. Archasm, not only does Arc, you know, but Mac has it too, and just a lot of, it's a lot like, you look at it in the content from PlayStation or anything. Like, the only places that are gonna have the least amount of viruses, if any, are gonna be your PlayStations, or you're gonna be your Switches, or you're gonna be your Windows, your Microsoft Xbox. Okay? And that's it. No other platform out there are going to have those. Now that doesn't mean that it's rare that it's going to be super rare that you're going to find something from those platforms, because it's heavily locked down, it's heavily and stuff, and so it's like you want to keep yourself safe. It's like there's no safety anymore, because when they decide to I shouldn't have hit that. Ugh. So it's there's no, and it's like they don't realize that computers are nowhere in any way, shape or form perfect at their job, at what they do. Because every piece of tech, there's gonna be somewhere out there that these politicians are going to have their data leaked because they have to require, and of course they're not going to, it's going to be ignored by the government because you don't have to input your data on a government issued thing. You get the, and it's like, so it's really tough to see where, it's really tough to really see people like these people don't understand technology when they've never gone to school for programming or gone to school on a technological standpoint. It's hard to understand everything that goes on. You look, it's like you take away guns. Guns aren't gonna stop the crime in your place. You're just shifting the crime to knives, shifting the stuff to using other ways of doing it. It's like in the UK, it's like they're wanting to get rid of samurai swords because heaven forbid that they ban samurai swords, because heaven forbid that it's because they're seeing an increase in knife attacks. And it's like, okay, you start getting rid of the samurai sword, you start getting rid of things, guess what, eventually your country's not going to be able to live, because you're starting to remove things, starting to ban things, because you're starting to reduce people's freedom. See, I like this. Why can't we why can't we have, why can't the United States just kind of really, you know, why do we have to, you know, and it's like, why should I have to go to one state and be persecuted because I took somebody else to another state? It's like persecuting somebody for leaving the country because they're pregnant, or because they're oh. Okay. Please tell me I can go down here. Because I made a mistake. this is interesting. No, 35 minutes. I'm just trying to get through here. Yeah. Okay, so this means that we now now it's going to tell me at some point, it should tell me that I'm driving on the left-hand side of the road. Yep, we're in the UK now. Right, yep. Now the UK's flagged very well. Alright. We're going to Norwich. Hopefully I get this done by 6:30. Because I would need to get off by 6:30, so if not, we will finish this tomorrow, because this whole week is pretty much your truck is going to be the rest of this week. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be this way, where we'll play a lot of that. And as I can go 97. But it is one of those things where, you know, you come in and you really look at the internet and as a whole, the internet is no ounce of any in no way in any ounce is the things that the Online Safety Act, it's like nothing is safe these days. You ban guns because they're too violent, and then you start things shift because there's a lot more knife attacks, there's a lot more, and it's like, you did this all on yourself, it's not safe. It's nothing is, guys. Nothing is safe. Completely. So it's like people need to really stop and think before they make any rational decision, and before they push anything out, before they just jump to conclusions because Roblox had some problems going on with Roblox that aren't being fixed or addressed. It's like what we should do then is instead of banning things, why don't we just block Roblox out of the United States? Say you can't play Roblox in the United States anymore because it goes against it. It's like, okay, fine. That doesn't bother me that Roblox gets banned because of what goes on. It's like just banning one service, they're gonna end up moving to another service. It's like you basically instead what you do is say on PlayStation, okay, hi MAQ786, thanks for joining, how are you doing? Instead, why don't you just put a warning label on this, that this is that when you go and you put a warning label on your Roblox cards, you put a warning label on things, that these things are, that this should not be meant for kids. If it's an online game, you put it right there that basically says that this is requirement, that this is an online game. This is we should start rating these games by putting platforms at safety and protecting these platforms, and by saying that, hey, this is an online game, that instead of barring kids, making sure that, hey, that this has online features, that if it has online features, that all it does is it just gets a warning label that basically says kids should take care of your kids, making sure that they're safe and doing the right things, being safe online. You know? Oh, wow. These guys do it really ass backwards, because I believe the UK uses Celsius, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the UK uses left-hand drive, and they use miles per hour, and it's like, what? Why don't you just keep it onto the right-hand side and just keep it like a... It's really tough a lot of the time to really to fix it, because like you go around the rest of the world, they use the metric system. Mostly the United States is the only one that uses the non-metric, but that's not true. A lot of countries do use it. You know, it's like a lot of times mail-in voting. Guess what? You know, mail-in voting. There are 35 other countries that have mail-in voting, not just the United States. You know, Trump does not understand that. It's like he doesn't understand the economy, doesn't understand what goes on. He's failed his business. We're gonna go. The United States is gonna bankrupt more businesses because he does not know how to manage money. He does not know how to. He just wants to spend, and you know, I'm one to talk. I spend when I shouldn't be spending. I shouldn't be spending anything right now because I don't have a job, but I do every now and then. I buy something, and it's like I shouldn't. I need to be better off not spending anything. Nobody's back that way. So it's one of those things where, you know, you cannot stop you can't stop him if he's not willing to learn. He's not willing to take it. It's like the United States is not what it used to be. It's not like what it used to be a year ago. When the economy, yes, Biden may have made some mistakes, but just remember that sometimes making mistakes, sometimes we have to take time to clear things up. Like the economy doesn't change just like that. We all of a suddenly we're paying high tariffs and these countries are paying for it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. To build a building. It doesn't just materialize overnight. It takes years to materialize on that stuff. It takes years to craft a thing. Now it's gotten a lot better. It used to be like, oh, it takes like years to build a building. It used to take a lot. They can probably longer than it used to probably takes a lot longer to create something back then, to build something than it is today. You know, today it may take us maybe at most 2 to 3 years to build a home, and it may take us to build a high-rise maybe longer, maybe like 5-6 years, but we can still build things and get things going. You know, 3D printing is going to be a new fad thing where we can now start building homes out of concrete and getting those things and manufacturing things and improving our technology and building things as fast as we can. You know? You know, it's like you cannot like expect things to be all hunky-dory, expect that you want everything overnight, and thinking that you're going to be able to get the things that you want right away. It's like you want like a pair of shoes. Like, those shoes aren't just going to sit there and materialize overnight. They aren't just going to like get there and not materialize overnight, but materialize in like 5 minutes just to have those pairs of shoes. No, it takes enough time. Right now it takes at least 1 to 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get a pair of Adidas shoes, or to get a pair of Nikes, or anything. To ship it to you. Now, of course, you can go to Walmart and you can go to things where you can get it right there in day and date, or going out to local stores. But if you want something and you want a particular thing, like, it's online, it takes a week to get to you, at most, unless you have overnight shipping through Amazon Prime or anything like that. You know? It's not like you can magically just turn on a faucet somewhere and expect the fires to be turned to. You cannot go and turn on a faucet and expect the fires to be put out instantly. It takes time. It takes time to rebuild. You know, a city that's been devastated by a tornado that can be taken out by an instant will take years to rebuild, to get back. It's like it takes a lot of time to build up a channel, but then if you're not sitting there doing content for over a year, it's gonna be like your channel's gonna die, and then it's gonna take a lot harder for you to get back up to the top again. You can't just really think that you will be able to do everything at night. So it's like there's no way that you are going to be able to get anything that you want in life just by sitting here. Like I can't sit here and sit here and do nothing and make money. Okay? I can't be sitting here just watching YouTube videos. Yes, there are places you can do that, but you can't just sit here and watch whatever you want to do whatever you want to do on daily life and make money. You can't. You have to have a place, a job that absolutely makes money. You have to go out and you have to do the work. You have to come home and then you can do the things you want to do. You know, it's easier for me to say that than it is for me to actually get it, but not always. You know, if you have a computer sitting here and you're mining crypto, you know, cryptocurrency. So, you know, it's really not in any way, shape, or form that you can't just expect to get the things you want and the things you want every day. You can't just be like somebody that, oh, I want those shoes right now, and those shoes cost me $100. Well, I have $100 and I need to sit there and actually like I want those $100 pair of shoes. Well, now those $100 pair of shoes, but I have groceries, I have things I need to spend, and I only have $250. I could buy those shoes and have 150, but then my rent is $100, and I have to get 150 in groceries, or my rent's 150 and I have to get $100 in groceries. It's like those shoes can wait. You can choose to do those things. Now, yes, of course, there are times where sometimes I'm not always actively, that's longer distance. I don't want to do longer distance. Let's increase to high value cargo though. For it. So, anyway, that's actually going to be, we need to go get some rest. We can go back down to Jostens, bypass Jostens a little bit, and go get some rest. And then that's gonna be it for today. So, as we're kind of doing that, make sure you guys hit that follow, hit that subscribe if you guys are really enjoying the content, and making sure that we talk a lot about Trump. We talk about him in a negative way, and not in a positive way. It's very rare that we do talk about it in a positive way, though. Because it's going to be very rare, and the good things that he does not outweigh the bad. In a lot of things, he needs to release those Epstein files, unredacted on everything, because those Epstein files need to be released, and if they aren't released, then he's not a good person, keeping on his word, and he doesn't. And if you don't keep your word on the things that you say that you're going to do, you're a hypocrite, you're a liar, you're pretty much basically aren't doing what needs to be done right. So, anyways, guys, make sure you guys are followed here on Trovo and TikTok. It's free to do so. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. It is not free to subscribe on Trovo, though. Hey, if you guys are interested in content from me, for some more Euro Truck will be back tomorrow. It'll be back tomorrow. For the rest of this week, it'll be in the afternoon, noons at about 3 o'clock. And then until Wednesday, and then Wednesday, we'll do it from 3 to 5, and then we'll do it from 5 to 9. And then we'll do it from 3 to 5, and then from 30 to 9 this week. And then at 9 o'clock we will play some, we'll just do what we normally do for this, and that's going to be Saturday, that's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday as well, and Sunday. We'll follow that exact same thing, where I might be on early on Wednesday, I might be on early on Thursday, I might be earlier than normal. So just be subscribed. That's a great way to do it. Make sure that if you are subscribed here on YouTube, make sure that bell notification with the all. It's free to do so. And also, if you guys are watching here on TikTok and Trovo, following is free as well. It'll get notified when I do go live. And remember, I do play games at night, from 9 till 2, except for Saturdays. Saturdays are the only day where live streaming is off, because if TikTok is not on, then I will be live. If TikTok is on, Then I'll be live. Yesterday I was gonna be on yesterday afternoon. I just didn't go live. Sometimes I won't go live on Saturdays just cause. But and then at night, Saturday is from 9 to 1. It's the only time that's there. So mostly it's 3 to 5:30. Sometimes it's until whatever. But we are getting somewhere. So if you want to see tech talk, just hit that follow, hit that subscribe, like, share, wherever you guys are on, whichever platform you're on, whether it's X, whether it's Blue Sky, whether it's whatever. I don't use X. I've stopped using X. If you want to see content outside of those, you guys can always check out the link tree where all my content's at. And we will see you guys later.